Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. You know what time it is. It is update time once again in the contest, and I am back with the patch notes for January of 2024. 6 or 7 things that I think you should know about. Let's jump right in, starting off with the new champs for January, which are White Tiger and Bullseye. So both of these champions were candidates in the Summoner's Choice vote last year. White Tiger ended up losing by a very close margin to the eventual champion Gladiator. It's interesting that we are getting 2 Summoner's Choice candidates. It was kind of, I don't know, implied maybe during Summoner's Choice that the losers of the vote may never come as champions, and now we're getting like 2 additional ones. So just an interesting note there. The special attacks for both these champions were teased on Twitter in the past week or so for both of them, so go check those out. As usual, both of these champs are still under embargo. I have read both of their kits though, and yep, that's all I'm going to say about that. Number 2, let's talk about the side event for January. It's called Champions of Fortune. And right off the bat, let's hope that the side event for January is better than the side event for December. It is a very low bar, so I'm pretty confident it is going to be better, but we'll see. It's one of the normal threat level style side events. There are back alley paths, it looks like, so and then there are ambushes on the back alley path and different bosses. So you'll get a key to get in. Let's skip right ahead to the rewards because I know that's what most of you care about here. Scroll down to threat level 5. So for completion, you're getting a 5% class catalyst, tier 6 class catalyst fragment, crystal, and then for exploration you're getting an additional 3. So 20% total, not much to write home about, but I suppose in a side event, probably can't expect much more than that. 6-star 6 stones, 10, again, not too much. You are getting a full tier 3 alpha and a full tier 6 basic, so that's nice, and a decent amount of gold as well, so 2 million total gold from there. And then there are path-based rewards as well, so there are, again, another type of feature, or cav crystal this month called Bad Attitude. 6-star 6 stones, man, I'm having real trouble talking today. 6-star 6 stones scattered throughout, and then again, a hefty amount of gold here, so... There are also solo events associated with this month's side event that'll give you points toward, again, Bad Attitude Crystal Shards. There are a bunch of profile pictures to earn. There's 4 here in this right on target solo objective, and then there's a Bullseye target solo objective, and there is, looks like 20 or so additional profile pictures. So if you like profile pictures, man, you are going to be eating well next month. The text on this objective, Champions of Fortune, is super small, but it looks like it's one of those, like, you know, go into the side event with a specific team. I see, like, down here, it's like defeat Howard the Duck with a team of Cosmic Champions, doesn't sound too bad. Absorberman with a team of Science Champions, or defeat Domino with a team of Tech Champions. So again, doesn't look too difficult here. And then here are the contents of the Bad Attitude Crystal. You can pause this and look through the list if you want. I'm not going to go through it. And let's move on. Number 3, Alliance raids are starting in January. So a couple of TLDR notes on raids. So they are going to occur once a month for a week. So you'll have 3 weeks of normal AQ, whatever map you choose to run, and then a week of raids if you choose to opt in. Raids are optional. You can continue doing a 4th week of AQ if you'd prefer, but I would encourage you to at least try out the mode once. So each battle group will have 3 squads of 3 members and then like a backup player, and then you'll pick from one of 3 roles to play in. So each squad will have essentially 9 players, and you'll have, you know, 3 of each role. Raids do have a ticket cost, which is super unfortunate because I know all of us have enjoyed free AQ for a while, but on the bright side, you know, raids are only 1 week out of a month, so you're still paying a lot less per month for an alliance-based mode than you were when you were paying for AQ every week. So, you know, it's a small price to pay, I guess. There are random rewards on the paths in like chests, I think, including a rare chance at 7-star Ultron. So can't wait for the first person to post on social media that they pulled Ultron on the first day. That should be interesting. So overall, I'm pretty interested to try raids out. I did get to test this mode when we were in Vancouver for the Summoner Summit. is that even what's called Summoner Summit? And for a first version, like a first go at something like this, it functioned very well. The nodes in the mode were pretty simple. The bosses are pretty simple. It's like Thanos and like Ultron, so nothing too difficult. It was really, really wild to see some of like the damage numbers that the mode lets you have. So like your damage gets ramped up to like the nth degree, like even higher than you would see in like incursions, and you're just doing like 100k basic attacks. It's really cool. So looking forward to getting these raids going. I think at the end of this month. Number 4, the champion rebalances for January will be live with the update, and that will be Dani Moonstar and Lady Deathstrike. So neither of these final rebalances were adjusted following the beta. So for Dani, her Neuroshock debuffs are now applying on activation of the special, and the passive slow has its duration increased. A little bit disappointed that Dani didn't get more, completely honest. My friend and Alliance Mate Vega did a really nice video talking about kind of Dani's shortcomings as an attacker and what he would have liked to see from her buff. It seems like maybe they were not interested in doing like significant changes to her kit, and the rebalance is really more of a numbers thing. Given where she has kind of ended up, I am really not sure where her place in the game is right now, especially because Onslaught exists, right? Like, she is a really strong Zemo counter. I used her in War against a Zemo last season or the season before. Good for Kingpin also. But again, now that like Onslaught exists, it really feels like she's already kind of faded back to like a mid-tier mutant. So we'll see if she can make somewhat of a comeback, I guess, and see where she kind of ends up usefulness-wise. She's still very good in Battlegrounds. You hit that special too, especially with the 6-star Gambit Relic, and you're probably going to win the fight. So see what happens with that. And then with Lady Deathstrike, nothing changing to her kit, only a change to an outgoing synergy. Lady D didn't really have like a lot of hype when she came out in the contest. I think that the idea that you can't really block a lot with her really turned a lot of people off from playing her. It really feels like this season in War and this season in Battlegrounds, she's been very, very strong as an attacker. So, and in addition, now that there are an increased number of people who have obtained Weapon X from the Banquet, I think I'm expecting her value to increase, especially in Battlegrounds, as more people try and place Weapon X on defense. Last, but certainly not least, is number 5, the list of bugs and known issues for January. So first off, we're going to talk about this one here. Opening a duplicate relic now displays the new signature level during the Awakened callout. This has been a problem, I think, since relics were introduced. You dupe a relic, it just continues to say, Innate Awakened instead of what level you have gotten the Innate to. So that will be fixed. Looking forward to that. This is a big one here. Fixed an issue with stage props in the foreground, partially obscuring the stage on some devices. So if you play on an iPad and you play on Avengers Tower, you've probably noticed this. The sign, the Avengers sign that's in the foreground of the level will completely obscure the fight in some instances. So I've only experienced this, I think, once on an iPhone, but my friends who play on an iPad have had this problem quite a bit. I know DLL had the problem in Necropolis, so I'm glad to see that's getting fixed. And number 3 here, fixed an issue where the AI was being less aggressive in certain instances. So this was a problem. They mentioned here Weapon X during Berserk Rage. This was also a problem for Terrax when he has his rock field active. There were video clips floating around of Terrax like sitting back and holding block during his rock field where he's supposed to be, again, predictably aggressive. Same thing with Weapon X. When you get him into Berserk, it's supposed to be very easy to intercept him because he's supposed to be very, very aggressive, but in some instances it seemed like he was backing off and not doing that. So very interested to see how that works. This is also the first instance in a while that I've seen, or that I can remember rather, of them actually making a specific tweak to the AI. And if you remember, I don't know, a couple months ago, they did something to the AI system where they removed like external dependencies on the AI. So now they are more in control of it. So I would hopefully anticipate additional AI fixes like this coming in the future as they find different instances. So And then last but not least here, they have reminded Nick Fury that his LMD doesn't care about ability accuracy reduction. So this was a problem, I think, in Battlegrounds over the last, like 2 of the last 3 or 4 seasons, where you could actually just shut off his LMD completely. This was also includes an issue where if you remove his LMD with Toad, the poison debuffs are supposed to convert into passive poisons, and right now that's not happening. So that, I understand, will be fixed with this update as well. That's going to do it for this one, folks. A bit of a light month in terms of updates. Nevertheless, I am very excited for next month's champions, especially White Tiger, which was the champion that I voted for in the Summoner's Choice last year. I think we'll be able to see right now live, as this video is going live rather, who the options are going to be for this year's Summoner's Choice vote. So look forward to that. Friends, let me know in the comments below what you were most excited about in January, and leave me a comment if you've made it this far in the video that says Happy New Year. As always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.